Travis Days. Happy birthday, Travis. What are you, 70? Oh, no, that's your golf score. Kenny Studer, Alex Bull on Sunday, Stuart Pittman, Malia Duncan, Neil Normandin, Bob Walter, and Jarrett Crow. Happy birthday. That is on the 16th, which is Sunday. That's it, by golly. We've got Friday, Saturday, and Sunday covered. Happy birthday to all, if you had a birthday. And it is 7:01 Mountain Time. Sunrise rose this morning at 6:29. It'll set this evening at 4:33. And we may just set a record for the high. I'm telling you, if it gets to 81 today. 7:01 Mountain Time. Have a good weekend.
With Cornerstone.
With SRN News, I'm Greg Clugston in Washington. In Ukraine, an overnight attack by the Russians lasted for several hours. The barrage included 430 drones and 18 missiles, killing now at least 6 people and wounding dozens. President Zelensky says the attack caused significant damage to the capital. Officials in Gaza say Israel has returned the bodies of 15 Palestinians. They were returned after Hamas militants handed over the body of one of the last 4 remaining Israeli hostages. The Pentagon's most advanced aircraft carrier is expected to reach the waters off Venezuela in the coming days. The USS Gerald R. Ford is being deployed after the Trump administration said the U.S. is in an armed conflict with drug cartels. 3 Chinese astronauts have returned from their nation's space station after a 9-day delay. This is SRN News.
So right now may be the perfect time for you to rethink how you pay for healthcare. And here's why. This time of year is decision time for a lot of people, but it's also when you can join MediShare and save even more than usual. For many families, joining MediShare means saving about $500 a month, which is a game changer for a lot of people. But what's more, MediShare members like it. We know this from member surveys. They like it a lot. It's a proven thing now. MediShare has been around for over 30 years. It's a Christian community of hundreds of thousands of people now. And here's the thing, too. If you join before November 15th and you mention the promo code SHARE, they will waive your application fee. So you save $100 right off the bat. I'll give you the number here in a second, but just call and you'll get a price within 2 minutes. Again, the deadline is November 15th. So call now. You'll save even more. Here's the number. Call 844-45-BIBLE. That's 844-45-BIBLE, 844-45.
Your home for Goodland High School athletics, the Denver Broncos, Tech Tiger basketball, and the Morning Blitz with Ross Volkmer and Connor Schuh. This is Goodland's Rocket 102.5, KKCI FM, Goodland, an NWKS radio station.
Looking for insurance that actually puts you first? At the insurance agency in downtown Goodland, we're independent, which means we work for you. Whether it's auto, home, crop, or business, we shop top carriers to get you the best coverage at the best price. No pushy sales, just honest advice from people who live right here in your community. Give us a call today at 785-899-5011 or stop by 1020 Main in Goodland and let's get you covered. The Insurance Agency. Insurance the way it should be.
If you're shopping for a banking institution, visit with Equity Bank of Hoxie, Grinnell, and Quinter, Kansas. The Equity Bank is heavily invested in local business and activities contributing in many ways back to their community. Their employees are involved with many organizations and area events. Plus, a lot of experience comes with that staff. You'll find valuable local assistance when you bank at the Equity Bank of Hoxie, Grinnell, Quinter, and other locations in Western Kansas. The Equity Bank, member FDIC.
With NWKS Radio News, I'm Connor Schuh. We recently spoke with Marshall Ray, who's hosting the Conceal and Carry class in Oakley this Saturday about gun safety. Here's some of what he had to say.
Well, you want to take a class when you go afield, so you learned all the gun handling and how to load and unload safety and all the target identification, everything that goes with that, your ammunition types and everything that you'll need to know. Well, the safety aspect is of course one of the big parts of it. Also, hunter safety is game conservation. You learn to harvest the surplus and how to provide habitat for the wildlife and all the safety and respect for the landowners. and have a good time. It's a good family activity. And then if you're going to go ahead and hunt once you're an adult, you have to have the hunter safety class in order to buy a hunter's license.
For these and other stories, go to nwksradio.net.
Today will be sunny with west-southwesterly winds at 5 to 15 miles per hour, with highs reaching into the low 80s, maybe up to 85, breaking records from 1990 and 2007. Overnight lows remain mild in the mid-40s. Over the weekend, high temperatures will cool in the mid-60s to mid-70s and lows in the 30s above freezing. But these temps are still warmer than normal, which should be in the mid-50s in the mid to upper 20s. Skies will be partly cloudy Saturday with northwesterly winds at 10 to 20, gusting to 25 miles per hour, while Sunday is mostly sunny with breezy winds turning to the southeast. Pattern will shift next week with multiple chances for precipitation. First on Monday with some light rain, less than 1/10 of an inch, and then later in the week on Friday with more widespread and heavier precipitation of 1/4 to 3/4 of an inch. Temperatures will be in the mid-50s to low 60s and lows in the upper 20s to mid-30s. This is meteorologist Chris Homick in the NWKS Radio Weather Center.
When you gotta go, but there's nowhere to go, who you gonna call? Topside Portables and Pumping, that's who. Weddings, job sites, farm parties, they've got clean, reliable porta potties that don't stink, literally. And if your septic tank smells worse than last year's chili cook-off, they'll pump it out fast. No mess, no fuss. Family owned, Heartland values, always ready. Call 785-728-8089. That's 728-8089. Topside Portables and Pumping. When duty calls, they answer.
Are pests making your home or business uncomfortable? Call Pestaway in Goodland, Kansas, serving all of Northwest Kansas. They provide top-notch pest control services to keep your space safe and pest-free. From ants to rodents, termites to spiders, our expert team is here to help with effective, safe, and affordable pest control solutions. Don't wait. Call Pestaway today at 785-728-7166 for fast, reliable service. Your home or business deserves the best protection.
Convenience just got an upgrade. Farmers State Bank of Oakley is excited to announce the opening of our brand new ATM along Highway 40, right next to Sonic Drive-In. Whether you're grabbing a snack or on the go, you can quickly access your cash without the detour. It's banking made easy, right where you need it. Farmers State Bank of Oakley, member FDIC.
Looking for insurance that actually puts you first? At the insurance agency in downtown Goodland, we're independent, which means we work for you. Whether it's auto, home, crop, or business, we shop top carriers to get you the best coverage at the best price. No pushy sales, just honest advice from people who live right here in your community. Give us a call today at 785-899-5011 or stop by 1020 Main in Goodland and let's get you covered. The insurance agency. Insurance the way it should be.
This fall, Hoover Lumber Ace Hardware has everything you could need. Keep your lawn strong with Ultimate Winterizer, the best defense before the frost. Warm up your evenings and create memories with a new fire pit. Or bring home the flavor with a great selection of grills and smokers from brands like Traeger, Blackstone, Green Egg, and more. And right now, the lumber prices are low, and so are the temperatures, making it the best season to tackle those outdoor projects. It's Hoover Lumber Ace Hardware with locations in Goodland and Colby. Open every day but Sunday.
Fall is here, and so are big savings at Hurl Chevrolet GMC in Goodland, Kansas. Get a 2026 GMC Sierra 1500 Elevation up to $7,000 off with eligible GMC loyalty. Check out the 26 GMC Arcadia 1.9% APR for well-qualified buyers. On the Chevy side, the 2026 Equinox is 0% APR, and the 26 Colorado Trail Boss gets $500 customer cash or 3.9% APR for well-qualified buyers. Harvest the savings this fall at Hurl Chevrolet GMC in Goodland, Kansas. Online at hurlchev.com.
You ready? 1, 2, 3, 4! It's time for the Morning Blitz with Ross Volkmer.
If you want to win in football, it all starts up front. Mass kicks ass.
And Connor Schuh.
He's the new guy.
The High Plains only local sports talk show. Broadcasting live on Goodland's Rocket 102.5 and video streaming on YouTube, Facebook, and X.
They're basically idiots.
covering it all from the preps.
Up ahead to Blair Lennon. Lennon, the crossover, back to Cure. Hello, boom! A two-handed tomahawk flush.
To the pros.
Shotgun snap to Nix. Protection is good. Bold loads it up. He's got it. A receiver there. Franklin makes the catch in the end zone. Touchdown, Denver.
The Blitz is presented by Pearl Chevrolet GMC, Hoover Lumber Ace Hardware, and F&B Bank, along with
Equity Bank of Hoxie, Quinter, and Grinnell, the insurance agency, Pestaway LLC, Topside Portables and Pumping, and the Farmer State Bank in Oakley.
Let's go to work.
Time was calling for Garcia didn't see her. Now finds sides. Will tie it at 38.
PJ on the drive to the rim, had it stolen away, but Kamari steals it, scores it, and is fouled. What a play by Kamari McGriff.
Out of the gun, looks left, throws left, toward the back of the end zone. Henderson kept his feet in bounds, his third score of the night.
Clough kicks it out for an open three for Braden Smith. Triple time! 2 offensive rebounds. Keep the Boilermakers in business, and Braden Smith knocks in a triple.
Good Friday morning, everybody. November the 14th. Glad you decided to spend the next hour with us here on the Morning Blitz. Ross Volkmer, Connor Schuh, glad that you've decided to do so. Boy, another beautiful day expected to be today. Yesterday was one of those days, had to get out, before the light was gone. It's dark at 4:30. So I was out there around 3:30 yesterday doing some leaf raking. Property management, Connor. Got to do that from time to time.
Got to do what you got to do.
So we had to get out there, rake the leaves up a little bit. Got a lot of leaf issues where you're from back home?
Oh, yeah, plenty. I mean, we have so many trees in our hometown, so it's a rain of leaves on everyone's yard.
Yeah, a rain of leaves. Well, it's only really in my backyard where it rains. The front yard, not so much. But, the wind does happen to blow leaves from other properties onto there. But so I did some of that yesterday. I need to do a little bit more today to just kind of keep up with it, because you don't want it to all – personally, I don't want it to all fall down because that's a lot of work. You want to kind of do it in stages.
Do it in spurts. Yeah.
Do it in spurts. So anyway, got that done yesterday. And once again, going to be a beautiful day to do anything outdoors. You do 77 degrees. Could possibly be a record breaker if it decides to turn up the thermostat a little bit more. But yeah, 77 degrees here in the mid-November we will be experiencing tomorrow. But enjoy it, because from this point forward, we're going to slowly get cooler. 60s tomorrow. I think it's high, low 60s, upper 50s on Sunday. And then Monday, we're into the 50s and 40s before the middle of next week. So if you love the warm weather, soak it up today, because it will be a lot cooler coming up here in the next week. But how are you doing today? Any big exciting news? Anything fun last night? I mean, nothing can be as fun as raking leaves. I mean, that's the fact.
This is true, but I have 4 fantasy football teams. The one I care about the most is still winless, but I have Travion Henderson and Stephon Diggs, so I was happily watching Thursday Night Football last night as they put up a combined, I think it was like 51 fantasy points.
Nice.
Pretty great.
4 fantasy football teams, though, is the real thing to me.
I mean, I pay attention to 2 of them a little more than the other 2. So
okay.
It's a bit of a balance.
How do your other people feel in the 2 leagues that you don't care about as much?
Well, I'm actually doing better in those leagues, funnily enough.
No, I don't care, but I do better there.
Yeah, I still set my lineup. I participate.
Good for you. Good for you. Yeah, no, it's interesting. Yeah, fantasy football. I think the most I've ever had is 2 professional football leagues. I did one year where it was the college league, like when Yahoo did it for that. I did it 1 year of that. I'd love to get back into that, but don't find enough people who love college football.
I have a college league too.
Nice. So you have 5 football
great.
leagues.
And
Yeah,
then I'm doing basketball too. So 6 total leagues.
NBA or college?
NBA.
NBA. Yeah, you got a lot. Then you probably do baseball in the summer, I would guess.
I don't have enough friends that are like really into it like that to get into a league.
I've got a group of buddies that I got into that are huge baseball people. And so they love fantasy baseball. And so I got in this league. And they talk about it like all the time. It's amazing. Like I like it. I like it, but I don't talk about it all the time. But I'll get message in our Facebook group message. It'll be going off at least 4 times a week, where it's just a spurt of stuff about baseball.
Someone has a 4-hit game. You're talking about it for a whole day.
You believe Ohtani went out there and hit 3 homers, all that stuff. Last night it went off because of the MVP announcement, which we'll get to here in just a little bit.
Yes.
But yeah, So yeah, I've played with a group of guys for the last handful of years. It's fun. I like it. But they definitely are way more baseball savvy than me. I feel like I am the worst fantasy sports player probably ever, or league, not ever, but league member. I have such a college mindset when I do this. Like when we draft teams, like I'm drafting this team, and you know what? I'm happy with my team that I'm drafted. We're going to work on developing these guys, becoming better over the course of the year. And if you don't, we're going to cut, and we're just going to sign someone off the waiver wire or the free agency pool. I'm not a great way to do big. I'm not humongous on trading. I'm not
really,
because I always feel like they know something that I don't. Like they're going to trade me, and they're going to take my guy, and he's all of a sudden going to blow up, and then I'm going to get some turd that I'm going to have to play with.
Yeah, you gotta do your research before you accept trades.
Well, so I'm not a humongous fan of trades. It's not my thing. Even in fantasy football, that is probably even bigger in fantasy football. Like I like my lineup. I know what I drafted them for. I know why I like them, and as long as they're not atrocious, I'm gonna probably hold on to them. Now, if you want to take a player that I think is atrocious, I will consider it depending on who you want to give me back. But I'm probably one of the worst managers, GMs, because I'm not looking in any way, shape, or form to better another team. I'm only looking to better myself.
On that note, I've been trying to shop Bo Nix. People don't want him.
I wonder why. Sorry, that's not very nice. Sorry, Broncos fans.
Caleb Williams is my real starter, so I'm good.
Yeah, you're good for now. But anyway, fun side note there on some fantasy football stuff. That's what everyone's now asleep or have turned off the radio. We don't hear people talk about their fantasy football lives, but
I bet there are.
Anyway. Today we will get to our weekend slate and picks of the weekend. Connor's got a whole nother list of that to get to. We'll get to that coming up here in our next segment. Back into the show. Saw some news surrounding Colorado athletics. We'll get to that coming up in segment 3. But boy, lots to get to in the first segment on what was kind of a busy, newsy day. I guess that's the way I put it for a Thursday night. We'll get to that next on the front page.
Read all about it. Read all about it.
The top stories of today.
I got the early edition, hot off the press.
It's the front page on the Morning Blitz.
Front page, really?
Starting locally, yesterday, got my hands on what was the all GWAC football teams for the 2025 football season. For our area teams of Colby and Goodland, there were 5 players each honored. Colby had Cody Wright as a first-team all-purpose player, first-team kick returner, honorable mention linebacker. Wideout Nathan Cates, lineman McKadra Wright, and punter Jaden Sporing were all second-team selections. Talon Work, honorable mention linebacker for the Eagles. Goodland's Braylon Mole earned first-team wideout and defensive back honors. Gavin Price got 2 first-team selections as a lineman and a linebacker. Jaron Smades named first-team defensive lineman. Chayton Goodwin, second-team running back and kick returner. Joseph Von Lindell, JVL, was named an honorable mention punter for the Cowboys, were the all-league selections for the GWAC. Once again, if you go to ndbksradio.net, our website, I posted a little story on it, and you'll see there's some names on there that I didn't mention. Well, if they weren't highlighted in a color, that means they just were nominated, but they did not receive any votes to be a part, or enough votes to be on the first, second, or honorable mention team. Did you have any thoughts on Colby's selections? I mean, my first one was, before I even got it, I was like, well, Cody Wright better be first team something. And I went through quarterback, I went through wide receiver, went through running back. He went there. It's like, you got to be kidding me. And then at the bottom, there's all purpose, and there was first teamer. And it's like, well, he definitely deserved to be a first teamer.
I think that's pretty fitting just because he started the year as more of just like a traditional receiver. He came out of the backfield a little bit, but then he became a running back towards the end, did some wildcat with him. And of course, he's a dynamic return man and defender. So, I mean, he can do a little bit of everything. So I like the all-purpose tag on him for first team. And then I like the honors all across the board. I think Nathan Cates had a nice year. He was a big red zone target for Colby. McKadra Wright, probably the best lineman on the team. And I thought Jaden Sporing was always pretty solid as a punter in a league of football where you don't usually see decent to good punting. So I like it overall.
Yeah, I thought it was a pretty decent list. Just some other quick ones here. First team quarterback, Cooper Cranston of Holcomb, the sophomore. No surprise there. He was a dude all season. I was surprised to see, another mention here for Cody Wright, but to beat out Corbin Johnson for the all-purpose back, that was pretty impressive. Corbin Johnson's really, really good. That was a nice feather in his cap. Things that stood out to me, Braylon Mole getting first-team wide receiver, first-team defensive back, thank goodness, because he deserved it. He was an absolute stud all season long for the Cowboys. led them in receiving. I thought he was great defensively as well. I did like to see that. Chayton Goodwin making a second-team appearance as a running back, I think was really good. Like Jaron Schmades on the defensive line, and Gavin Price getting both first-team linebacker and offensive lineman. That was big because he was one of the Cowboys' most physical presence, dominant presence on that football team. So that was really, really good. But yeah, just kind of looking at all the things on this list. I don't have a ton of surprise. I do have to ask a question about a young man that I stood out in the Colby Goodland game and how he finished. But Tage Sullivan, the sophomore, he got mentioned as a sophomore. Did he have that kind of season the rest of the way? Because he didn't really do much before the Goodland game. But then I feel like he really took off after that.
He did. I forgot to mention him. Yeah, he had a couple of big games down the stretch. I think he finished as the team sack leader. I think he had 8 or 9, and he was always in the backfield. And heck, that kid's a sophomore, so he's got time to get even better. So look out for him next year.
He'll be a big one. But yeah, Holcomb led the way with the most honorees. They had 9 first-teamers, 5 second-teamers. Scotson Ulysses tied for second with 10. Shout out to Ulysses after many years of struggling, a really good year and getting 10 honorees. Hugetson only had 9 at this point in time. Cimarron had 7. Colby had 8, and so did Goodland. Goodland had 8 as well. So there you go, your honorees for the all GWAC football team. Once again, 8 nominations. Is that what that was? Is it nominations? No, those were first team, second team, honorable mention, not nominations. But nonetheless, I had 5 individuals for Colby and 5 individuals for Goodland that won either a first, second, or honorable mention award or got nominated by the GWAC coaches for some postseason honors there. So there you go. The all GWAC football team announced yesterday. Playoff football tonight. Hope you're ready. The county of Wallace will be buzzing tonight. Just down the road, Wallace County will be in action as the Wildcats are at home, and so are the Western County. That's the amazing thing. 2 playoff football games. There's not many playoff football games, not many football games going on across state because we're dwindling things down. But 2 of them, once again, are happening in Wallace County, which we talked about. Weskin will be, of course, Weskin will be at home taking on Ingalls, which we talked to head coach Brett Clow about that. If you can go back, check out the podcast and hear what he had to say about that matchup and the atmosphere they're expecting there for tonight. And then Wallace County, of course, at home hosting Hodgman County, which ought to be an interesting game. I don't know if Hodgman County has the same coach that they had in previous years. It probably has changed, but Hodgman County was an 8-man football team. I remember watching a few years ago that was a very pass-heavy type team. They like to throw the football a little bit more. So interesting to see what Hodgman County does here, but great matchup there coming up tonight out there in Wallace County is the Wildcats will host Hodgman County and Weskin hosts Ingalls, which, by the way, as we learned, is a complete rematch of the same exact game exactly a year ago that they will be playing. So that's sectional round tonight in high school football. Best luck to the Wildcats and the Coyotes tonight. Moving on here on the front page. Up next for us, we have what would be, or you watched a lot of this Thursday Night Football last night. The Travion Henderson show is pretty much what I would call it.
Basically. I mean, I guess efficiency wasn't really in his favor, 19 carries for 62 yards, but that Pats O-line is a little suspect sometimes. I mean, you can see Drake May is one of the most sacked players in football, and Trey didn't have a lot of running lanes, but he had a nose for the end zone. Those 2 touchdown runs he had just willed himself in there. I think it was a couple 7-yard carries, and then had the wherewithal to get into the back of the end zone and kind of find that soft spot, make a touchdown catch. And Diggs had a big game too, over 100 yards on 9 catches. Those guys looked pretty good. And just even with that, I think the Jets defense actually looked okay. They just started with a lot of short fields and kind of got screwed, in my opinion.
Well, thoughts on that game last night? I watched majority of the second half. Didn't see a lot of the first half of it. Question, though, first. Drake May. What are your thoughts on him? I did not think he was going to be this good. I didn't think so. I was not impressed. I know the first year he kind of got thrown in the fire. I just thought he would be a flop. But
really?
Man, apparently I've been proven wrong. I mean, this guy, now apparently he's leading MVP honor races.
He is. Deservedly so. I thought I thought he'd be decent coming into this year, but I didn't expect him to be like MVP caliber. I thought he might be a Pro Bowler, get that second year bump, because I don't think he had a good enough rookie year to have that sophomore slump.
No way.
So, yeah, I thought he was going to be okay, but obviously I don't think anyone was really predicting this other than like diehard Pats fans.
I would just like to know what changes. I mean, if I could figure it out, I'd be a millionaire because NFL franchise will hire me. But you look at quarterbacks, like how do you know that you're getting the guaranteed good thing? How do you know you're not getting a bust? All that kind of stuff. It'd just be hard. Be so hard. It's so hard to decipher that. I mean, there's tons of teams that take high draft picks and results in absolutely nothing. Guys that get drafted later result in stars. It's amazing to follow those stories over the course of time. But yeah, Drake May, I don't know. I didn't like Drake May, I think, out of college that much. I didn't think he'd be that great in the professional league. And then his first year, he really stunk it up behind a bad Patriots football team, obviously. But Mike Vrabel comes in, and all of a sudden the culture changes, and we're going to win the AFC East, it looks like, this year.
Yeah, and Vrabel, man, he's a good coach. I kind of liked the Gerard Mayo hire before last year, but clearly that didn't work out one bit. So maybe there's only one ex-Patriots linebacker that can lead the Patriots, and that seems to be Mike Vrabel.
Well, maybe that's what it is. It's just amazing how you have to have, everything from the top down working, the ownership, the general manager, the head coach to the quarterback. It all needs to be flowing in the right direction in order to have success. But nice win last night, 27-14. They beat the Jets last night on what was Thursday Night Football. So, and the Jets, it's not good. It's a bad show. It's not pretty in any way, shape, or form. Not good. In hoops last night, Fort Hays Tech Northwest women had their home opener, and they had their closest game of the season. They lost by 55-54 to Northeastern, a team that they lost to by 27 just 2 nights ago, goes out and finds a way to make it a much closer game. I don't know what Coach Klein, said in the huddle or what he talked about, but the defensive intensity was turned up, and the Tech Tigers were out there holding their opponent to a season-low 55 points. Unfortunately, still did not shoot it well, and I think that's going to be the story of this season, just based upon the first few games of the year. I think we're going to see a Lady Tiger basketball team that struggles to score the basketball. I think it's going to be a challenge for them to do it all year long. They may not score more than 60 points a game on a good night. They just don't have enough offensive firepower at this time, so they're going to have to play elite defense. And last night was the first night we really saw that. But they still end up on the losing end, dropped to 0-5. Victoria Fernandez with 12 points on just 3 of 13 shooting, made 6 of 7 free throws. I mean, you look at the shooting percentages, it's just not great. They're getting to the foul line and making 16 of those points came from the foul line last night. So, but when you shoot 24% from the floor, and they did knock down in 6 threes. I'll give them that. 6 threes, I think, tied a season high for them. But get it done last night to be a little bit better offensively. But I think defensively, they're going to have to be elite all season long in order to win a basketball game or win some games this year. They're going to have to be really, really elite defensively. But their closest game of the season, a 1-point loss to Northeastern, 55-54. The final last night inside the Max Jones Fieldhouse. You happen to watch any K-State basketball last night?
I wish I could have, but I don't have CBS Sports Network, and I think I missed the women's game. But I kept tabs on both scores, and I saw the women's team got upset by South Dakota. What's going on?
South Dakota's a good program. What are you talking about?
It's not South Dakota State. It's South Dakota.
But it's women's basketball.
That is true. I guess I associate that. Well, here, let's do some digging real quick.
South Dakota women's basketball is pretty solid. I'm not going to say it's amazing, but it's pretty solid. It was a last-second 3 that the Lady Wildcats got beat on.
They're a good low major.
Yes, but they got beat on a last-second 3 in that game last night. That was the hard part. But
here, let's see how they were last year. They were 11-20 last year.
Oh, they weren't great? Well.
So,
nonetheless, I mean, you're giving up that kind of, it's a high scoring affair, if I remember correctly. Try and pull up it was
80-81, I think.
I got it here. 72-71.
Okay.
Yeah. Last second, a back and forth game had 15 lead changes, a go-ahead 3-pointer in the final 2 seconds. It gave the Lady Wildcats their first loss of the season. Terran Sides, though, once again led the Wildcats 19 points, 8 rebounds. So a tough one there. Back and forth affair. Just ended up coming up on the wrong end. I really want to talk more about the K-State men because that game was intriguing. K-State gets out to a massive 21-point lead at halftime. Get outscored 62-44 in the second half, but hold on to win 99-96. Should have been 99-98. There should have been a tip in at the buzzer by Cal that should have gone in, or the player should have been able to put it in, which would have made it a 1-point game. But nonetheless, 99-96. The Wildcats hold on to get to 3-0. I am torn on this because I watched the highlights of the game last night. There's a great follow on social media. If you don't, you got to follow. I think it's called Big 12 Studios. You got to follow it. It's a great follow. They cut up all the highlights and put it in a quick little 3 to 5 minute little video. And so I was watching the highlights of the game because I didn't get to watch this. I don't think it's going on, but I was watching the highlights and I was watching Kansas. I mean, PJ Haggerty was doing his thing. I mean, he was going up and down the floor. I mean, last night he had 23 points to lead the Wildcats. They had 3 guys with 20-point efforts. Him, Nate Johnson with a career high 20, and Kamari McGriff had 21. But Haggerty was out there doing his thing, had his 23 points, had 6 assists, did have 7 turnovers, which is a problem, particularly in the second half. But they were getting up and down the floor really good. I mean, it was basketball that I thought we'd see more out of Jerome Tang when he first got here. It was more like get the ball out of the bottom of the net or take it off the miss and let's go. And they were going down the floor, winning races down the floor. They were impressive to watch. They were playing with that kind of energy. And I saw some tweets on social media from some people. They're like, this K-State team's going to be some problems. There'll be some problems for some teams.
Good.
But they're not exactly big. They don't have a ton of size. I think I don't even say the guy's last name, Bucha. He's one of their big guys, had a nice rebound and put back, but in 12 minutes of action. They don't have a lot of size. They're mostly going to be a team that is going to get the ball and push and do that. And to see Nate Johnson, PJ Haggerty, and Kamari McGriff go out there and run the floor and get those easy buckets. Abdi Bashir is going to be in games where he's going to knock down some big threes. He had 2 last night. But it was fun to watch. But I think in the second half, they're like, we're up 21. Let's just coast. And you can tell Jerome Tang was not happy about the second half.
I have a singular shout out I'd like to make. So I was watching the Cavs game, and you know who's getting some significant burn for the Cavs right now?
Dean Wade.
Him and Naquan Tomlin.
Naquan.
Yeah, he had like 18 and 8 last night. He was like on the G League team for a while, but brought him up, got some injuries, and he's been playing his butt off. He's awesome. I love watching him.
Yeah, played at K-State for a couple of years and then moved. I think it was at Memphis before getting drafted. I think he was at Memphis before then. But yeah, nonetheless, last night, 99 points is a lot of points put up. Wildcats get it done, 99-96. But the second half was definitely not great there for KSU. Did you watch Bama? Did you watch Purdue Bama?
I can't believe I thought it started later. And
you missed it because you got a little bit later.
Yeah, and then I'm like, 87-80 final. I'm like, what's going on? Like, I missed it. I couldn't believe it because it looked like it would have been a good game.
Top 10 matchup, 87-80. Big win for Purdue on the road at Bama. Huge win for them and for the Big Ten. Huge win for them. I think it was Nate Oates after the game. They asked him, like, what needs better? We got to get tougher. We can't get out toughed on our home floor or something like that.
True.
He said. So, anyway, and our final stop here on the front page, MVPs are out. Shohei Ohtani, who's surprised, picks up an MVP. Shocker. I mean, a guy who goes out there and hits 3 home runs and pitches. I mean, what do you expect? That's MVP. But Aaron Judge wins his 3rd MVP. And I'm not going to lie, I'm disappointed. I wanted the big dumper. Why did the big dumper not get it? Why do we got to give a 3rd one to Judge? What is up with this voting system? This feels like this has been scammed.
I thought Raleigh should have gotten it too. I mean, catchers don't hit 60 homers. I mean, that just doesn't happen. And I mean, Judge had a great season. I mean, no discredit to him, but Raleigh had a unicorn season that you don't see. And I feel like that deserved the MVP, even though he hit 250. He still hit 60 bombs. Catchers don't hit homers like that. Like, that's well-deserved. And he was a great defensive catcher, too. Like, he deserves the MVP.
Okay, let me ask you this question, because this is how I would vote on MVP. If you removed him from the lineup, Judge, Ohtani, whoever, if you remove them from the lineup, they're completely not on the team. Which team has a worst showing?
I'd say the Yankees, honestly, because
So you're saying because of him, then they'd be worse off.
I'd say so, but I think it's kind of splitting hairs on that part because all of them are equally very valuable to their teams. But the Yankees this year, their lineup underperformed a little bit in terms of the names that were on there. Like Stanton was good, but not great. Jazz was good, but not great. Cody Bellinger had a good year, but like nobody, at least from what I remember, nobody else had a like crazy year other than Judge on the Yankees.
That's how I always look at okay, MVP, if you remove this player from the lineup, how would it look? I don't know. I mean, yes, Seattle did go out at the trade deadline and bring in a lot of pieces.
They had a deeper lineup.
But I still don't know how you can't give it to Cal Raleigh. I mean, Judge had his 2 already. Now he has 3. Who knows? We may never see that out of Cal Raleigh ever again. Cal Raleigh's probably like, I missed my opportunity. I might not ever have a year like that, even close to it ever again. So that's a tough break. Don't exactly love the voting there, as Aaron Judge wins his 3rd MVP over what could have been the first and should have been first for Cal Raleigh. But him and Ohtani wins it for the NL, who's like I said, there's a shocker. How many MVPs he won now?
I think it's 3 or 4.
4 MVPs. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
First ballot. Is there anything sooner than a first ballot Hall of Famer? I mean, can we just have pre-ballot Hall of Famer? Can we just
unanimous Hall of Famer.
No, he's going to be that. He will be that.
He's got to be.
Absolutely nuts. But yeah. And Judge will be a Hall of Famer with 3 MVPs. There's no doubt about that. But yeah, I wish it would have been Cal Raleigh. Unfortunately, didn't happen though. But MVP voting is in the books. All right, there you go. That's the front page. Like I said, lots of little news to get to here early on in the show. All right, we'll take a break. We return. Segment 2 comes up. One of our favorite segments of the week, picks and the weekend slate. We'll get to that all next. You're listening to the Morning Blitz here on a Friday.
Fall is here, and so are big savings at Hurl Chevrolet GMC in Goodland, Kansas. Get a 2026 GMC Sierra 1500 Elevation up to $7,000 off with eligible GMC loyalty. Check out the 26 GMC Arcadia 1.9% APR for well-qualified buyers. On the Chevy side, the 2026 Equinox is 0% APR, and the 26 Colorado Trail Boss gets $500 customer cash or 3.9% APR for well-qualified buyers. Harvest the savings this fall at Hurl Chevrolet GMC in Goodland, Kansas. Online at hurlchev.com.
From drive-through banking to mobile deposit, we make it easy to get things done on your schedule. Banking should fit your life, not the other way around. This is Jessica Von Lintel at F&B Bank. Banking made simple.
In a small town, your banker should know more than just your account number. They should know your name. At F&B Bank, we believe in real conversations, friendly faces, and decisions made right here at home. I'm Paige Sneathen, Vice President at F&B Bank, and we're proud to serve your family like our own. Member FDIC.
It's time for a check of the markets with the Anderson Trade Group on the Kansas Farm and Ranch Radio Network.
Good morning. This is Tyler Ghosh with the Andersons in Overland Park, Kansas with your morning market update. It is Friday, November the 14th. Overnight sessions have commodities set to open higher. December corn is unchanged at 441.5. The March is down half a cent at 455, and the May is unchanged at 463. Beans on the Jan are up 1.5 at 1148.5. The March is up 1 1/4 at 1158, and the May is up 3/4 cent at 1167. Kansas City wheat on the Dees is up 4 3/4 at 530.5. The March is up 3 3/4 at 546 3/4, and the May is up 4 1/4 at 559.5. Chicago wheat on the Dees is up 5 3/4 at 541.5. The March is up 4 1/4 at 556.5, and the May is up 4 cents at 567.5. S&P 500 is down 66 points at 6,693. The Dow is down 313 points at 47,234. NASDAQ down 367 points at 24,727. Crude oil is up $1.13 a barrel at $59.82. Gold is down $152 an ounce at $4,041, and silver is down $3 an ounce at $50.07. If you have any cash green you'd like to move or want to learn more about our freedom pricing tools, reach out and give us a call. You can reach myself, Tyler Ghosh, Jared Law, or Tom Saludo at 913-748-3000. If you're out in Colorado, get John Hankey or John Stiles a call at 970-744-4484.
The Anderson Trade Group, proud market partners with Kansas Farm and Ranch Radio. Find out more at andersongrain.com. The risk of loss through trading futures and or options is substantial, and each investor and or trader must consider whether this is a suitable investment. Past performance, whether actual or indicated, is not indicative of future results. The Anderson Trade Group has no guarantee that the advice given will result in profitable trades.
At CHS, we know what it takes to feed and fuel the world, to integrate a global ag and energy supply chain, to advocate for farmers in their fields and around the world, to build communities, invest in rural America, and empower rural economies. It takes courage, conviction, commitment. It takes the nation's leading farmer-owned cooperative. It takes a co-op. It takes CHS.
Kansas Corn reminds you that E15 fuel is the right choice for every kind of driver. For the car enthusiast, E15 has higher octane. For the thrifty driver, E15 is priced lower than regular unleaded. For the nature lover, E15 provides cleaner air. For the shopper who buys local, E15 has more ethanol from our Kansas corn farms. Choose E15 for a higher octane, lower price, and cleaner American fuel. This message from the Kansas Corn Commission. Learn more at kscorn.com.
Miss the weekend action?
Yes, you caught me.
No worries. We've got all the highlights and lowlights covered.
Hey, okay, well, catch me up.
This is the Morning Blitz with Ross Volkmer.
Talking about the DP show talking about the Cal Raleigh situation on the Dan Patrick show. Seeing that here in the studio. I think DP's like, why is Raleigh not winning this thing? Couldn't agree more.
Like many of us.
Like, I don't get why it's going that way. Text line, FNB Bank text line, 785-899-2222. Going back to earlier in the program, Connor making a joke about Bo Nix trying to get traded. He goes, better start Bo this week, it's on, is what he says. Better start Bo this week, it's on.
Caleb's staying in the lineup, sorry.
Yeah. And then the listener Kyle always has great questions. I love Kyle. Always comes up with some interesting questions for us to talk about. College basketball in full swing. Talking about Fort Hays State men taking on number 9 Southwest Minnesota State today at 2 o'clock. Sorry, this will be on Saturday afternoon at Gross Memorial Coliseum as part of the MIAA NSIC Challenge. First game of the year. He wanted to know what our thoughts on it. Well, I'll tell you this thing. Visiting with Rusty Garofalo, and after what they did at Kansas, shooting with 35 points scored, I just hope they can score the basketball. That's my hope. Once again, now that was 2 weeks ago, and that's against a Division I foe. So I'm not going to sit here and say I know exactly what to expect, but I would say that, and I'm sure Coach Mark Johnson's like, boy, I hope we shoot the basketball better. Because if we shoot as bad as we did against Kansas, we're not going to win a lot of games this year, no matter how good a defense we play. Certainly a tough game out of the gates to take on the 9th-ranked team in the country in Division II. Very, very tough draw there for Fort Hays State. And then a couple other quick questions there from listener Kyle. Will K-State men's basketball play defense or just try to outscore you this year?
It seems like their identity is rooted more in the outscoring type of things, given what happened last night, but we'll see.
I think early on this year, you'll see him do some outscoring, but I can see Jerome Tang is way too much of a guy who prides himself in some defense. So I see them cranking it up, but they may have to outscore teams. They're not going to have, if they play teams with a lot of size, it's going to be hard because they just don't have the size, but they have the athleticism to bug teams, like passing lanes, layups and dunks on the other end. So I would say they're probably going to crank up that defense as the season progresses on there, Kyle. And also, KSU women on the downhill. Are the KSU women on a downhill with the lost South Dakota State? Here's the thing. I think the K-State women are on a downhill no matter what, and I don't mean that in a negative way. Downhill could mean just a few losses in comparison to few more losses in comparison to last year. They don't have one of the best players in the country anymore. They just don't. Graduation will do that to you. And when they graduated, they're big from last year, and for some reason, Ioka Lee, there we go. Yoki Lee, when they graduated her, one of the best bigs, and they don't have a way to replace her with that kind of size. I think you are going to see it. They're going to rely more on outside shots, and give credit to Taryn Sides. Taryn Sides is averaging close to, she's not averaging double-double, but when you get 19 points and 8 rebounds from a young lady who's 5'8", that's really impressive. Really impressive. But they're going to rely a lot more on the outside shots. And when you are a team that rely on the outside shots, it becomes more risk reward. You can have games where you're on and it's all falling and you're going to win some games, and you're going to have some games where you're not hitting anything and it's going to be hard to beat. Hard to get a win, I should say. So yeah, that's my That's my 2 cents on that with K-State women and men. All right. Time for our picks of the weekend. I got some music for us this week. So some NBA music. I don't know why. It just sounded good. It's the classical stuff.
Round ball rock. Come on.
There you go. Some round ball rock for you for some picks of the weekend. And of course, Connor is our host. Connor, take it away.
Okay. Well, it's a weird weekend slate. We only have
very
two
light,
regional
very
games.
light, very light.
Two regional games. Colorado's on a bye. Kansas is on a bye. Nebraska's on a bye as well. And the Chiefs and Broncos are playing each other. So why don't we start off with that Chiefs Broncos? The
Sounds good.
over-under is 42.5. Chiefs are favored by 3.5 on the road.
Sorry, all my fellow listeners. I'm going Kansas City. I think the backs are squarely against the wall. They know that they got to win games in order to avoid missing the postseason entirely, first and foremost. And then on top of that, you've got Andy Reid, who's 27-4, coming off of a bye. Very, very good in his career coming off of a bye. Doesn't mean that he won't. Doesn't mean that he could lose because he's lost 4 times. I feel like KC finds a way to win this game. They are going to be more desperate for a win than I think the Broncos are, even though I think Denver thinks that, God, if we get this win, we are in the driver's seat.
Oh, yeah.
No doubt about it. But I think Kansas City is going to be a little bit more desperate. I think they find a way to get the win on the road in Denver on Sunday.
Was
it 3.5?
It was 3.5 for the Chiefs to win.
Oh my gosh. I'm just going to take Kansas City win.
Okay. Denver hasn't really looked great lately despite the wins, and I don't know if I can trust their offense against the Chiefs defense, even at home. Yeah. And I mean, I think some Chiefs fans would definitely travel to that one too and try and maybe turn the tides a little bit in the stands. I think I'm taking the Chiefs to cover. So,
emphatically win. Emphatically cover.
Yeah.
Tell us the number. What's the number in your head?
In my mind, I think this game's going to be like 21-14 or something like that.
Oh, okay. So just a score. Okay, got it.
All right.
I thought you were thinking like a double-digit point win. That's like, wow.
Oh no, I don't think they're gonna. Maybe it's definitely possible, but I think they're gonna beat them by more than the spread. All right. Kansas State, Oklahoma State. K-State is favored by 19.5 on the road. 50.5 is your over/under.
Give me the Pokes to cover.
Pokes
to cover. K-State wins. Pokes cover. Let me tell you why. Stat of the day here for you for Kansas State. Been talking about it for a while, but here's the stat of the day. Traditionally, Stillwater been a tough stop for the Cats. You know they have just one win there since 1999?
That's insane.
One win since 1999. K-State has in Stillwater. Been a hard place to play, but Oklahoma State's bad. They're not good. And K-State able to win, but not by whatever that 19.5 points it is. So, yeah, give me K-State or Oklahoma State covers, but K-State wins.
Okay. You know what? I think that curse is defied this year, and K-State covers the spread.
Going big.
Oklahoma State's horrible.
Housing.
I know they're there, but I don't know. K-State's fighting for bowl eligibility. They've got stuff on the line for this one, so I don't think they're pulling any punches.
The big thing will be can Oklahoma State play a complete game? Because they were in some games for a half. They were hanging around with KU for a half, and then it all fell apart. Can they put a full 60-minute game together? Will be big. I don't know. We'll see. But I like my pick.
Okay, Seahawks at Rams. Rams favored by 3.5 at home. 48.5 point over under.
Stat in Mike McDonald's era, I think they are 11-1. The Seahawks are on the road, and they've won 11 in a row. They lost his first road game as a coach, and they've won 11 straight. Hawks, touchdown, Seahawks. Seahawks with the. I'm going to go with the win on the road.
Ooh, okay. Okay. I will be a little more conservative and say they cover it. I feel like this could be a game that's decided by a field goal, which would be a cover. So I'm playing it a little safe, but
It's all right.
That's where I'm at. I really like the Seahawks, but do I like them that much? I don't know. We'll see. Lions at Eagles. Eagles favored by 2.5. Over under 46.5.
2.5. You said Eagles are favored, right? By 2.5.
Yes.
I'm going road, baby. Lions, Dan Campbell and the OC. I think they get the win. Philadelphia's offense leads the National Football League in 3 and outs.
Mm.
So I'm going to go with Detroit gets the win on the road.
Man, the Lions are so up and down. It's hard to tell. I feel like the Eagles defense could stop them, maybe. But man, I'm you know what? Eagles loaded up a little bit at the trade deadline, got Jalen Phillips. They're gonna give Jared Goff a hard time. Eagles cover.
Speaking of that storyline, didn't the Eagles trade for a guy and then he just recently said, I'm going to step away from football?
Jair Alexander, yeah.
Whoops, that didn't work out well. Yeah, it's a picks of the weekend going on here in the Morning Blitz. What's our next pick, Connor?
Bucks at Bills, 5.5 point spread. Bills in favor, 47.5 over under.
Bills are 5.5 point favorites, right?
Yeah.
God, I see this game being close. Give me Bucks to cover. I still think the Bills win, though. Give me Bucks to cover.
Okay. I think the Bucks cover as well. I mean, the Bills struggled a lot in their last game and just laid an egg against the Dolphins, and things are looking a little weird for them. It feels like they used all their energy to beat the Chiefs. I don't know. All right, now we go back to college football. Number 9, Notre Dame, a 12.5 point favorite on the road against number 22, Pitt. Over-under is 53.5.
Did you hear the comments from Coach, the Pittsburgh coach? Gosh darn it. I could see the Narduzzi.
Yeah.
He goes, we've got 3 games left, and this game here does not matter one bit. It does not matter. The only games that matter are the 2 games, which are Georgia Tech and Miami, for them for a chance to win the ACC. This game does
put
not
that
matter.
out there.
What he said to the media. This game does not matter.
I don't know if I like that.
Is that a motivational tactic? I don't know what he's doing. Is he playing chess? Everybody else is playing checkers.
He might be trying to.
Notre Dame knows that they cannot afford to lose another game or they will be out of the CFP. Domers. Golden Domers. With, 9.5?
12.5.
12.5. Pitt covers, but give me the Domers.
Okay, I'll put you down for Pitt covering.
Okay.
I want to say Pitt covers too, but there's a little small part of me that thinks Pat Narduzzi is up to something sneaky and they're going to win. You know what? Why? Let's have some fun.
He's going to dress the punter in a different number.
Pitt wins. Pitt wins.
Wow.
You heard it here first. They covered 12.5
I love it.
by a wide margin.
Let him hang. Attaboy.
All righty. Memphis at East Carolina. The Pirates are favored by 3.5 at home. 58.5 point over under. It's going to be a high scoring game.
Take the over on points.
Okay.
Taking over.
All right. I've got Memphis covering. Brendan Lewis is healthy. East Carolina is pretty good, but I don't know.
Right, how many more picks we got?
We've got 6.
Oh my, rattle them off. We got to go.
All right. Number 21, Iowa. At number 17, USC. USC favored by 7.5 at home.
Iowa will cover.
Okay. Iowa cover. I have Iowa winning.
All right.
Okay.
Nice.
Number 10, Texas. Number 5, Georgia. Bulldogs favored by 6.5 at home.
Go Dogs. They cover.
Okay. I agree. Dogs cover. All right. Here's my charity SEC game of the week. New Mexico State at number 23, Tennessee favored by 39.5.
Over on the points.
It's 61.5.
Take the over.
I take New Mexico State to cover.
Oh, my gosh. Over on points.
All right, basketball. Number 5, Arizona. favored by 2.5 over number 15, UCLA.
Arizona, UCLA. I was going to say, wow, they're already playing conference play. Wait, this is not a conference game anymore. Give me Arizona.
Arizona win. I have UCLA winning at home. They've got a lot of good players. Okay. And then this one, the spread isn't out, so we're just going to pick a winner. Number 3, UConn at number 7, BYU.
Golly. I haven't seen a UConn yet this year. Give me UConn, though. I don't know. Something about BYU makes me feel, I think it's because Nebraska beat them in an exhibition.
Hey, there you go. I've got BYU winning because AJ Dabansa is the real deal. And finally, a fun one, a little Chicago in-city matchup. Northwestern favored by 6.5 at DePaul. Shout out my grandpa. Went to DePaul.
Okay. Give me Chris Collins in Northwestern.
Northwestern wins.
Although isn't the former Ohio State coach, isn't he at DePaul?
Chris Holtman.
Yeah.
Yes, they're not doing too hot. I have Sorry, Grandpa, but I have Northwestern covered.
Sorry, Gramps.
And that's your picks.
Picks of the weekend right there in the weekend slate. All right, let's throw our final break back to wrap things up next in the Blitz.
Life with a large basement window. Egress Windows, where you'll add natural light, safety, and value to your home. HFC Egress Company. They've been installing egress windows for many years around here. HFC Egress. You'll find them on Facebook.
At Nextech Wireless, get the iPhone 17 on us. iPhone 17 comes in 4 gorgeous colors with a brighter 6.3-inch display and a ceramic 2 shield front that's 3 times more scratch resistant. Capture super high-resolution shots by default with the advanced 48MP dual fusion camera system and have flexible ways to frame your shot with dual capture video for simultaneous front and rear recording. Nextech Wireless, connecting Kansas.
Jason at Advanced Auto Body in Goodland has a knack for meeting people by accident. But that's okay, since he and the staff have more space to accommodate these friends. Make an appointment or get a quote today by calling 785-899-5555 or stop by just west of the Van Gogh in Goodland.
We know you have very busy holiday plans. Let Fly&O take care of your pets. With cozy boarding, quality supplies, and grooming, your furry friends will be spoiled this holiday season. Fly&O, giving your pets their own holiday getaway and wishing you a happy Thanksgiving.
This is Nancy LaPelle's office, and we would like to wish you a happy Thanksgiving. With everything that's going on, we want you to know we are available to visit with you concerning your tax and financial needs. Stay well and be kind.
Want to be part of the Morning Blitz?
Sometime I'll give you a piece of my mind, like right now.
Send your thoughts to the F&B Bank text line at 785-899-2222.
All right, before we get to the walk-off, I saw some news last night that impacts Colorado athletics. Colorado AD Rick George going to be stepping down here at the end of this school year, athletic season, it sounds like. I learned a little bit about Rick George. I did not know he was an assistant football coach for underneath Gary Barnett back in the 90s. I did not know that, but he's been the AD at Colorado for some time. He's going to get credit with the fact that he helped bring Colorado football to the forefront of the national media with the hiring of Coach Prime and Deion Sanders. But I'll tell you, I'm starting to wonder, like, is that juice? I would say it probably is. Is that juice worth the squeeze for what you're getting now out of Colorado and what you may get going forward? Because I don't know if it's going to be much. And who knows? With the health of Coach Prime, it might be done after this year, for all we know.
It really could be. And, I mean, they had the one magical year last year. But other than that, I don't know if it's happening. They don't have the guys, and maybe the recruiting power of Deion is kind of starting to wane. And of course, you mentioned his health. It's dwindling. I mean, it might be best for him to just step down and focus on his, health over coaching.
Well, I don't know. I still think Rick George stepping down, like I said, his hiring of Deion Sanders it looked back. I mean, no matter what happens, I think it was a look of brilliance because it brought a lot of, think about all the money and the attention that it brought to Colorado that they desperately needed after just being lost for the longest of times. And I think he's also to blame for that as well. But, he kind of resurrected his stature with the hiring of Coach Prime. He really, really did. And kind of a sneaky thing, I don't know if he hired him, but I know he's kept him around, is Tad Boyle, the basketball coach for Colorado. He's been very good, very consistent at CU. And I think that's been a good deal there for CU. But yeah, Rick George stepping down as Colorado AD at the end of this. Sounds like sports. So I'd say it looks like it's like in March or something like that. He's stepping down. He'll be more of an advisory role, is what they said. But Colorado in the search for a new athletic director here in the near future.
And back lifts his ball deep to right. How about a walk-off three? Thomas to the 10. Difference going on in New England. They win it on the first play of overtime. Mahomes flings it. It's there. Hardman. Jackpot. Kansas City.
If you don't mind, I'm going to roll off some Massey rating predictions for high school football tonight.
Let's hear them.
Some fun stuff. The Fighting Bill Biermans, Wichita County. 15-point favorites over South Central. Interesting to see that. Ingalls, currently a touchdown favorite over Weskin on the road. And also a dog at home is Wallace County. They are a dog to Jetmore tonight, which I was surprised to see. But yeah, Hodgman County Jetmore currently a favorite over Wallace County at this point in time, which I thought was, interesting. A 6-point favorite at this point in time, according to the Massey ratings. There's also some really other big-time games tonight, including in 5A, maybe one of the bigger games in all of Western Kansas. Hayes at Great Bend. Right now, Great Bend, currently them a 9.5-point favorite, 35-26, the projected score. But that's a huge, huge game in 5A. But there, I wanted to throw out just a few other interesting scores from around the high school football, predictions from the Massey ratings. We'll see if any of these come true. I feel like the Ingalls Weskin game, I feel like is maybe a bit of a stretch. We'll see. We'll see what all plays out. Anyway, you got anything for the walk-off here before we're out of here?
Well, go catch a Cavs game if you're a K-State fan, because you might see Naquan Tomlin put up a double-double. That's my parting thought.
You're going to get to do that here soon, aren't you? You're heading out to go to a Cavs game, so you're going to go watch Naquan.
That's true. Hopefully he still gets some burn, because he's been playing really well.
Well, we'll see what happens. You have any big plans this weekend?
Probably watching more sports. You know what it is.
All right. He'll be in deep recliner city. That'll do it for us. For Connor Schuh, I'm Ross Volkmer. We'll see you back on Monday. It's been the Blitz. Have a good weekend.